Today's lesson is making the most of strawberry season. Hi, everybody. My name is Roger.
And I'm Candice.
And it's late February, so you might be looking forward to picking strawberries in Miaoli or Taichung or other places where there are strawberry farms that allow people to go in and pick their own strawberries. So we're going to be talking about how you can make the most of strawberry season.
Yeah, strawberry season is usually quite short. So it's only from January to March usually, but it could start a bit earlier depending on the weather. So some places in Miaoli, for example in All+互 Township, will offer strawberry picking from as early as November or December.
Indeed. So that, of course, is a popular pastime here in Taiwan to go pick strawberries. But if you don't have time to do that, you can certainly buy strawberries in your local market. But in any case, strawberries are very tasty. People love them, and there are lots of things you can do with strawberries. So you need to make the most of strawberry season. Don't waste it. This is a great opportunity for some real fun. Okay, so let's begin our lesson by listening to the first part of our lesson, and we'll be right back to discuss it.
Making the most of strawberry season. Sweet, juicy, and good for you, all in a colorful, easy-to-eat package. Strawberries may well be the perfect fruit. But how can you pick the tastiest strawberries? And what's the best way to store them? Or to prepare them? Read on for answers to those questions and more, so that you can make the most of strawberry season this February.
大家好，标题中我们可以看到片语 make the most of， 指的是充分利用或是尽量利用点点点。例如 Ellen made the most of her free time and learned many new things. Ellen 充分利用她的空闲时间，学习到许多新事物。或者Olivia made the most of her vacation by trying a new activity every day. Olivia 充分利用她的假期，每天都尝试新的活动。
Okay, now in the title here it says making the most of strawberry season. If you make the most of something, you try to get most of the stuff you can from that thing. You need to take advantage of that. It could be a positive situation or it could be a negative situation. For example, perhaps you had to accept a job that you don't really want to do and you need to do it for about 6 months to save up some money so you can study overseas or something. You could complain about the job, but what's better to do is to make the most of that job. Try to take advantage of it, learn as much as you can, maybe make some friends, and get some experience that you can use later in life.
Yeah, and of course, in the case of strawberry season, because it is so short, you have to use the time well because, you know, the strawberries are not going to grow indefinitely and the best strawberries are not going to grow for a very long time. And also, the strawberries themselves are quite delicious and there are a variety of recipes that you can use them in. So you should try out as many strawberry recipes as you can during strawberry season.
Indeed. So here it says in the first paragraph, sweet, juicy, and good for you, all in a colorful, easy-to-eat package. Strawberries may well be the perfect fruit. So this sentence describes strawberries for us. They are sweet, they're juicy, and they are nutritious. They are good for you, and also they're colorful. Nobody dislikes the red color of strawberries. They're so cute, and they're easy to eat. They're in a colorful, easy-to-eat package. Well, not really a package, but you know what we mean. Basically, here's the strawberry, and it's ready to eat, and strawberries may well be the perfect fruit. There are other kinds of fruit out there like apples and oranges, but strawberries, it could be argued, are better than all the rest.
Yeah, so they may well be, in the writer's opinion, based on the fact that they look so appealing. And not only do they look good, but they also have health properties and they taste good. So that's, in the writer's opinion, makes them a really perfect fruit.
Okay, so here's our next sentence. It's actually a question, but How can you pick the tastiest strawberries? So indeed, you're going down with your family or friends to a farm in the central part of Taiwan or in Miaoli or wherever, and you're going to pick strawberries, but you've never done that before. We've got some advice for you. How can you pick the tastiest strawberries, the best ones? And what's the best way to store them? Indeed, after you pick the strawberries, you need to put them someplace until you're able to eat them all. Or what's the best way to prepare them? Yes, can you just eat them raw, or can you use them to make special kinds of dishes like snacks or smoothies or whatever?
Right, and the question, how do we prepare them? The rest of the article gives us some answers to these questions. So read on for answers to those questions and more so that you can make the most of strawberry season this February. So we're going to read on and find out what ideas the writer has about how we can make the best of strawberry season, which is starting in February.
Okay, so let's find out what some of that advice is right now. Let's listen to the second part.
It all starts with choosing the best strawberries. But how can you tell which those are? If possible, just ask for a taste test before purchasing any to guide your picks. Otherwise, put a premium on appearance, looking for bright red, firm strawberries with healthy green caps. Once you've bought your strawberries, be sure to refrigerate them as soon as possible, removing any soft or bruised fruits that you accidentally selected. To keep your strawberries from getting moldy, only wash them immediately prior to eating them, and eat all of them relatively quickly. Fresh strawberries only last a few days.
第二部分我们看到动词 purchase， 它的意思是购买或是采购。举例来说 Morgan purchased some lottery tickets on the way home from work. Morgan 下班回家途中买了几张乐透彩券。又或者说 Kathy purchased several items from the online clothing store. Kathy 在线上服饰店购买了几件商品。另外，这个字也可以当作名词，意思是购买行为或是采购之物。像是 Melody decided to make the most expensive purchase of her life, a car. Melody 决定购买她一生中最昂贵的东西，一台汽车。再来，我们看到单字 refrigerate， 这个字是动词，指的是冷藏。例如 If you refrigerate the food, it will stay fresh longer. 如果你把那食物冷藏，它可以保鲜久一点。或是 Andy refrigerated the leftover turkey. Andy 把剩下的火鸡冷藏起来。接着我们看到形容词 prior， 指的是在前的或是先前的。举例来说 This assignment must be completed prior to our meeting next week. 这项工作必须在我们下周的会议之前完成。或是 Please tell your doctor if your condition changes prior to surgery. 如果您的病情在手术前发生变化，请告诉您的医生。
It all starts with choosing the best strawberries. But how can you tell which those are? So, of course, like everything, if you start with a quality product, then whatever you make is also going to be of higher quality, or you hope it's going to be of higher quality. So if you can find the best strawberries, then whatever you make with those strawberries is likely to taste better. But how can you tell which are the best strawberries? So the advice here is, if possible, just ask for a taste test before purchasing any to guide your picks. So the writer advises us here to ask the vendor or maybe the farmer to allow you to taste something before you buy those strawberries. So purchasing is buying, and you don't want to buy until you've actually had a chance to sample the strawberries. And he says that if the strawberry is good, then that will guide you in what you should pick. So, for example, if you've bitten into a nice red strawberry, it's quite plump, it's got a green stem, you should try to find similar strawberries. on the other side, if you've just bitten into a strawberry that's hard and sour, you probably want to avoid those strawberries.
Indeed. So, of course, you go to a farm. They allow you to go in and pick strawberries. So, of course, you need to know which ones are good and which ones you should just leave there on the vine. And, of course, you can also ask for a taste test. Can I, taste this first before I buy these strawberries? And, of course, these can help you guide your picks. I did want to mention the word pick here in this sentence is being used as a noun. It just refers to what you select or what you choose. The pick, okay? So I hear this quite often when you talk about sports, trying to find players for their team. We could say the recent high school graduate was the first-round pick in this year's NBA draft. But in this particular case, again, the word pick is being used as a noun. But earlier we were talking about picking strawberries. In that case, the word pick is a verb. You need to go to an apple orchard, for example, to pick apples, to choose apples and remove them from the tree. So again, we're looking for some advice here. Before you purchase, you can ask for a taste test. Otherwise, put a premium on appearance, looking for bright red, firm strawberries with healthy green caps. So otherwise, if you don't have the opportunity to taste them, then your second choice, otherwise, you need to put a premium on appearance. In other words, the best looking strawberries are probably the best tasting ones.
That's right. So sometimes with some things, looks can be deceiving, but with strawberries, if you can find one that's really red and plump, then that's the one you should choose. So continue to look for the red, firm strawberries. And once you've bought your strawberries, be sure to refrigerate them as soon as possible, removing any soft or bruised fruits that you accidentally selected. So the advice goes on here to storage. How should you store your fruit once you have made your purchase, once you have made your pick? So once you've picked the strawberries that you want, it says that you should refrigerate them as soon as possible. So refrigerate, of course, is the verb from the noun refrigerator. We keep things cold in the refrigerator. So we try to store these strawberries in a very cool place, in a cold place, because that will preserve them for longer. And the writer also advises us to remove any soft or bruised fruits. So usually when something is bruised, it's slightly discolored or a little softer due to some pressure. Maybe it's a little damaged. And I don't really mind eating bruised fruit, but some people do mind. And also bruised fruit tend to go bad a little bit faster than if we store them together with the good fruit. So we do try to separate the bruised fruit from the fruit that isn't bruised.
Exactly. And of course, when you go to a strawberry farm, they will provide you with a box or some kind of container for the strawberries that you pick. And there will also be some kind of padding in there so that the strawberries don't get bruised when you take them back to your home later on. But sometimes this does happen. The car shakes when you're driving back and maybe the strawberries get a little bruised. So yes, once you've bought those strawberries, you need to refrigerate them when you get back home as soon as possible and remove those bruised or damaged pieces of fruit that you accidentally selected or that became bruised in transit. Now, to keep your strawberries from getting moldy, only wash them immediately prior to eating them and eat all of them relatively quickly. So, yes, indeed, you want to keep your strawberries from growing mold. If something's moldy, then mold has started to grow on it. Sometimes if you leave food in the refrigerator for too long, it will start to grow mold or it will get moldy. And that's no good, of course, if you eat moldy food. That can be very dangerous. You could get very sick from that. So, indeed, don't let your strawberries get moldy. And the way you can do that is to wash them prior to eating them. Prior to just means right before something happens.
Right. And also note here that prior to means before. So we would say prior to something or prior to doing something. Prior to, we could replace with before. And we should eat them relatively quickly because fresh strawberries only last a few days. So they don't have a very long shelf life. And as Roger mentioned, they are quite fragile. They get bruised. And if you wash them in advance, they do tend to get moldy. They grow fungus. So mold is a fungus that grows on fruit and different perishable goods. So sometimes you get this white fungus and sometimes it turns green and blue if it's on bread, for example. So you don't want to eat any strawberries with mold on them.
Yeah, that's disgusting when the mold starts to grow on bread or fruit or whatever. Okay, that's good advice. Let's go on to the third and final part of today's lesson. Let's listen first.
When you eat your strawberries, you can enjoy them with the knowledge that they're high in vitamin C, antioxidants, fiber, manganese, and potassium. Strawberry consumption has also been linked to better heart health and reduced inflammation, two excellent health benefits, especially as we age.
第三部分我们看到单字 fiber， 它是名词，意思是食物纤维或是纤维。举例来说 ，whole grain bread, beans, and nuts are excellent sources of fiber. 全麦面包、豆类和坚果是很棒的纤维来源。或是 Did you know that paper is made from fibers of wood? 你知道纸张是木纤维做成的吗？最后我们看到单字 consumption， 它是名词，意思是食用、消费或是消耗量。例如 Danny was advised to reduce his alcohol consumption. Danny 被建议要少量饮酒。或是The government is trying to encourage the consumption of locally grown foods. 政府正试图鼓励当地种植食品的消费。另外，补充这个字的动词 consume, C-O-N-S-U-M-E, consume, 指的是消耗、耗尽或是摄取、食用。像是 My dog consumes a bag of dog food every month. 我的狗每个月吃掉1袋狗食。也可以说Jenny consumes 2 liters of water every day. Jenny 每天喝2公升的水。
Okay, so of course we like strawberries. They're sweet and tasty. They're juicy. But when you eat your strawberries, you can enjoy them with the knowledge that they're high in vitamin C, antioxidants, fiber, manganese, and potassium. So yes, indeed, they are tasty, but you can also realize you will have the knowledge, you will know this, that they're very nutritious. They are high in vitamin C and other minerals. If something's high in something, that means it has a lot of that thing. In this particular case, it has a lot of vitamin C and antioxidants, which is something that fights free radicals in your body. It helps you be healthy and live longer. Of course, fiber is a part of a nutritious diet, and we've got some other minerals here, manganese and potassium.
Yeah, and of course, antioxidants will be anti-aging, so they help to prevent cell damage. So you do tend to look younger if you eat lots and lots of antioxidants. I don't think I've managed to eat enough antioxidants yet. And of course, fiber, your body needs fiber, and it's something that the body can't digest, so it just passes through your body and helps to regulate your blood sugar levels. And it's found in fruit and vegetables and grains, so that's all part of a healthy, balanced diet. And then it goes on to say that strawberry consumption has also been linked to better heart health and reduced inflammation, two excellent health benefits, especially as we age. So, of course, we're very concerned about keeping healthy and eating foods that are good for our bodies. So, consumption refers to eating. So, we can consume something, and the noun of consume or eat is consumption. We put it into our body, we consume something. And inflammation is our body's natural response to protect it from infection, but sometimes the body's defense system will overreact or it will result in some sort of swelling and pain, sometimes temporary, sometimes a little bit more long-term. But eating strawberries and eating antioxidants do help with reducing inflammation in the body. And so that will make for not only a longer life, but also a more pain-free life.
Indeed, and I've heard people say that the less inflammation you have in your body, the healthier you will be, the longer you can live. So if you eat strawberries, if you consume them, then supposedly you'll have better heart health. You won't suffer from a heart attack, or at least you'll be less likely to suffer from a heart attack. And you will also experience reduced inflammation. You won't have so much localized red spots and things getting larger and things like that. That's no good to have too much inflammation. And these are two excellent health benefits, especially as we age. So if you want to continue living in a healthy state and you want to live past the age of 90 or even 100 and actually do quite well, and you can still go for walks every day and visit your great-grandkids, then maybe strawberries are the kind of food for you. Okay, that brings us to the end of our explanation for today. Let's turn things over to our very young-looking Hanny who eats strawberries every day.
Hello, 各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文一开始写到草莓甜美多汁，而且对你有益。他有说啦 Strawberries may well be the perfect fruit. 草莓很可能是完美的水果。那这边要介绍的是 may well 的用法。 may well 或是 may very well 表示很有可能怎么样，有充足的理由怎么样怎么样。 may 可以换成 might，那在语义上 might 的可能性比 may 来得低。那这个用法是要在后面接原形动词。举例来说 What I'm about to say may very well surprise you. 我接下来要说的是很有可能会让你惊讶哦。好，那我们再顺便补充一个相似的句型是 may as well 加上动词，是表达说要不就怎么样怎么样，不妨做某事。但这常常用来提出建议或是劝告，其中的 may 也可以换成 might， 语气会比较委婉。像 Brian is always late. I think we might as well get started. Brian 老是迟到，我想我们不如就先开始吧。好，再来读到课文第3部分的第一句，他提到草莓富含维他命 C、抗氧化剂、纤维、锰跟钾。那文中是用到 be high in something 来表达富含什么什么。我们在表达食物中某种成分的含量多寡时，你可以用到 high、rich 或是 low 来表示。那 be high in something 或是 be rich in something 就是富含什么什么什么的含量高， be low in something 就是什么什么的含量低。举例来说 Most vegetables are high in fiber and low in calories. 大部分的蔬菜都富含纤维质，而且热量也很低。补充一下，有时候会看到用名词连字号 rich 来构成复合形容词，这是表达富含什么什么的，像 protein rich 富含蛋白质的， mineral rich 富含矿物质的等等。好，我们再读到课文下一句，他就说了食用草莓也和更好的心脏健康与减少发炎有关。好，那文中它是用到 strawberry consumption 来表达食用草莓。名词 consumption 呢，它是表达食用，它也有消费、消耗或是消耗量的意思。这个字是来自动词 consume。那我们来学它的字首字根。当你看到 sume 或是 sumpt 这一类字根呢，它有拿、消耗或是花费的意思。那在 consume 这个字当中，它的字首 con 是做强调用， sum 表示花费或取用，把它合在一起 consume 它就有消耗、花费或是食用、饮用的意思。我们再补充2个有这一类字根的单字，第一个是 sumptuous sumptuous，那它的字根 sumpt 表示花费， ous 是形容词字尾，把它合在一起 sumptuous 就是形容昂贵的、奢侈的或是豪华的。 第二个补充的是 resume， 它的字首 re 表示再次，字根 sume 表示取用，把它合在一起 resume 它就有继续进行或是重新开始的意思咯。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天单字吧。
Purchase. Norman made a quick trip to the convenience store to purchase some milk. Otherwise, the suspect was told to admit his crime or otherwise to face the consequences. Bruised. The banana got bruised because Tara put her sandwich on top of it in her lunchbox. Prior. Ursula decided to have a snack prior to taking a walk around the neighborhood. Fiber. Getting enough fiber from fruits and vegetables is important for maintaining your health. Consumption. Ian's dentist warned him to avoid the consumption of too much sugar.
Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Roger.
I'm Candice.
See you next time.